This is your source for genre news, album reviews, and commentary on all things heavy. The Metal Pod. Here are your hosts, Brendan Flum and George Fong.
Welcome to the year-end holiday Metal Pod episode, last one of the year, before New Year's Eve. Well, I guess after New Year's Eve and New Year's. The holidays means gift wrapping, Spotify Wrapped. We'll be talking about that, and we'll also be talking about the gifts that we wrapped and exchanged.
That we're about to open right
that
now.
We're about to open right now. Go
Yeah.
first.
Me go first?
Yeah. Well, look at the front first.
All right.
I wrote your name on it.
Let me grab it here real quick. Merry Christmas, Brendan.
Turn it over.
Time for cake and sodomy, you sweet little Santa fuck. Okay. All right. Cake and sodomy, good old Marilyn Manson. Let's see what we got here. Oh my.
It's fine.
It's a book of some kind. Let's see what it is.
Some kind.
Oh, I opened the back end, so I still don't know what it is yet. Getting there. Gotta use your teeth. Oh, hell yeah.
It's Corey Taylor's book.
It is Corey Taylor's book.
I think that's his newest one, but it's a few years old.
Right. I know he's like a legitimate author. He's wrote multiple
Books, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you only read books about metal, so
Right.
I figured that you might appreciate that one.
I do appreciate this very much. Thank you, kind sir.
You're welcome. Have you read any of his books?
I have not.
Really?
But, yeah, really.
Maybe you will now.
Yeah, I mean, this one I think is about like conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Which is pretty sweet.
I read it. It's pretty weird. It's
You
pretty
read
hard
it?
to follow. Yeah.
It's hard to follow. Is it good though?
A little bit. I didn't like it, but maybe you will. I also read it when I was like 16, so.
Okay. Fair enough. It's called America 51.
Yeah, look at the cover. There's like
But-
Richard Nixon on there.
right.
There's like aliens and weird shit on there.
Uncle Sam's Statue of Liberty. A probe into the realities that are hiding inside the greatest country in the world.
There you go.
All right. Well, this is the next book I'm going to read. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Your turn.
All right. It's in the gift that Brendan has gifted me it's in a flat black and circular bag. I suspected it was a shirt, and it is, and it says Michigan on it in the Metallica font.
Yeah. Because I know you don't have a lot of shirts, metal shirts.
I had a Metallica shirt, but I don't know where it went, and it was $20. So thank you, Brendan. I appreciate that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to take
There's nothing wrong with that. I was just being funny.
It's a size small, if you didn't notice. It's all they had.
Oh,
But
really?
I saw you rocking the Jackal shirt, which was too small for you. So I figured, what the hell, it'll work out.
It'll work.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
of course. And for those who don't know, Flat, Black, and Circular is the local record store here in East Lansing.
And they have a sweet metal collection.
They do.
Which most record shops conveniently leave out or forget about.
Right. It's sick as fuck.
It is.
And
They have a lot of metal cassette tapes, and in case you guys didn't know, I love cassettes. My favorite format to listen to music in.
It's your favorite?
My favorite.
I knew you liked them, but I didn't know it was your
Yeah,
favorite.
it's my favorite.
That's sweet.
Yeah. They have a sweet cassette collection. So
I was gonna get you one, but I was like, he has cassettes. He doesn't have a lot of shirts. So and I saw it. I was like, that's absolutely perfect. So
yeah, it's great.
and when I was in there, like you said, they have a sweet metal collection, CDs, cassettes, vinyl, all of it. But
Yeah.
as I was checking out, I asked the guy. I was like, are any of these posters on the wall for sale? Because there was a poster for a Slayer concert way back in the day with Motorhead and, god damn it, who was the other one? It was a good one. And Motorhead was opening for Slayer, which is sweet. And, and the tagline was like, the heaviest show that West Michigan will ever see, or something like that.
Well, then they came back with Lamb of God and Testament, and then that became the heaviest show that West Michigan ever saw.
Maybe. I'm trying to, who was the fucking, it was Slayer, Motorhead, something. It's pissing me off that I'm not remembering, but what the hell? It's you get the gist. It was
Yeah, I
sick.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of shirts, not the one that Brendan gifted me, but my battle jacket flannel. We're slowly moving through these patches, guys. I'm running out of patches. The one that I would like to present today is a Rob Zombie patch.
Very nice.
And one time I was at this lady's house and I was doing some work for her and her husband, video work, and she goes, "You got a little Rastafarian on your shirt." Did I tell you that already?
No, you didn't. What?
Because he has big dreads.
Because
Rastafarians have big dreads.
Right.
And I don't know. It was just funny.
That is funny.
She laughed. Yeah, what do you got on?
That's classic Hellbilly Deluxe.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I'm wearing my High on Fire shirt to, honor Riley Gale, actually, because, even though he wasn't in this band, this is the shirt I got at the last time I ever saw Power Trip.
Right.
Power Trip opened for High on Fire. And I think I've told you this, but I was like, I want to get a Power Trip shirt when they headline, which they weren't. High on Fire was, so I got High on Fire instead because I'm also a huge fan of theirs. But yeah, this shirt's got some special substance to it now, being Riley Gale's last time I saw him. So
right.
Always rest in peace, Riley Gale.
Yep. And it's a long sleeve, which is sweet.
It is. It's one of my favorites now because of that. So
dope.
Yeah.
All right. No metal news this week. It'll be strictly a recap. Look back on 2020.
Right, big year in review episode.
Big year in review. We'll probably be looking at, obviously our albums of the year. We'll probably talk about past episodes.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit if you want to.
Yeah, just no metal news because the whole episode's about 2020. So,
right.
Not going to force feed it.
Yeah. How do you want to kick it off?
Well, speaking of the Wrapped, we wrapped some presents for each other. So I guess that's a good segue into our Spotify Wrapped. So you and I are both Spotify listeners over Apple Music. Sorry to our Apple Music listeners out there, but Spotify's the way to go because they do this rap thing, which I think is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, who'd you have this year?
So, my genres.
Uh-huh.
I want to do genres first. So,
okay.
My number one genre was rap.
Rap?
Yeah.
That's what it said? Rap?
Yeah. 2 is alt metal.
Mm-hmm.
3 is pop. 4 is rock. And 5 is black metal.
That is so weird.
I think their algorithm is like weird.
No, it's so weird.
Like the way that they categorize certain artists is weird.
Yeah, and like when you watch the Wrapped video, it tells you like how many new genres you listen to or whatever.
Yeah, it's like 2,000.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I don't even know how many I had like and it's an obscene number.
Yeah. The reason I asked if yours said rap because my 4th most listened to genre was hip hop, which I don't know.
I didn't even have hip hop on there.
Yeah, I don't know how they distinguish from rap and hip hop.
Right.
Whatever. My top genres though, number 1 was rock because that's just pretty broad, I guess.
Umbrella category.
Yeah. Number 2, alternative metal, like you. Number 3, metalcore. I'm thinking, yeah, don't give me that look. Probably because of Code Orange. I listen.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah. Not the Sleeping with Sirens playlist that you made. Listen to all the time.
The fuck. Yeah, the Sleeping in Sirens playlist that I made.
The Pierce the Veil.
Exist.
The Pierce the Veil. That little binge you went on that whole month.
I hate you. Fuck them. I do not listen to those bands. All right. My 5th most listened to genre though was dark trap.
Dark trap. So like.
I'm assuming that's for me listening to like Suicide Boys and Ghostmane, people like that.
Weird, dude.
Yeah, Spotify's weird like that. So, I don't know.
Wow.
Another way they're weird though. Like I don't know how they qualified my top 100 most listened to songs or whatever because my number 1 song of the year was "Here to Stay" by Korn, and it tells you how many times you listened to it, and it was 4, and that was my most listened to song.
It's not possible, right?
I mean,
because if you listen to one song more than 4 times this whole year,
it would be number 1. Yeah, so I do a good job of not listening to the same songs over and over again, so I get that it only had 4.
Right.
But I'm thinking for the rest of the list, how did they even do that?
Right.
But yeah, to round out my top 5, "Here to Stay" by Korn, number 1. Number 2 was "Concrete" by Poppy.
Damn, you are a huge Poppy fan.
Not really.
Apparently.
I mean, I like her new album because it's metal, obviously.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that those 2 are the top 2 because those were the only 2 concerts I saw in 2020. So I both listened to those artists a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, keep going down the line though. The rest in my top 5 are Lamb of God actually because I listened to the shit out of the new album.
Right.
As I'm sure you probably did too.
Yeah.
Number 3, Memento Mori.
Great song.
Yeah, great song.
Wake up, wake up.
Exactly. Resurrection Man #4.
Yeah.
I keep telling you how much I love that song. That's in my opinion the best song of the year. And then #5 was Poison Dream, which is featuring Jamie Josta from Hatebreed.
Oh yeah. Right.
Probably my least favorite on the album, to be honest. So I don't know why
I didn't like it too much either.
Yeah, I don't know why it's in my top 5, but whatever.
Yeah, so I mean, it's interesting. You had 3 from Lamb of God, right? 3.
I listened to that album at least. Now I listened to it 4 times this year. So
okay.
It makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, good amount.
Yeah.
Great album.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do my top 5 songs. #1 was Wicked Games by The Weeknd.
Okay.
You know that one?
Yeah.
It's about cheating on your girlfriend and having a one-night stand with someone else and being high on drugs.
Excellent.
It's very good.
So is that the song that they're playing the shit out of recently? Or is that Blinding Lights?
No, this is an old song. Blinding Lights is the one that they're playing now.
Okay.
This song is old.
Okay.
Probably from 2012.
Is it on? Old.
One of his
old
first.
then.
It's off his first project.
Okay.
#2 is The Motherlode by
Nice.
Mastodon.
Very nice.
I can't say enough good things. I listened to this song so much that I don't like it. I obviously I still like it, but it's like I've listened to it to the point where I've spoiled it for myself.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
#3 is The Devil Is Calling by Gorgoroth, which
Nice.
was my song rec
Halloween.
for the Halloween episode.
Yeah. Sick as fuck.
Great song. #4 is Tourniquet by Marilyn Manson,
Okay.
the premier breakup song
Yeah.
for George.
Painful. It hurts when you listen to that song. You know?
And the video's dope, too.
Yeah, it is.
#5 is Nonstop by Drake. I don't know why.
I hate you.
I hate you, too.
Fuck you.
How many minutes did you listen to? Do you have that?
Yeah, I listened to 17,000 something.
I had 39,000.
Yeah,
I feel like that's off, too, because
when I talk to everyone I talk to about Spotify Rap, because they know me as like the metal guy. I listen to music a lot, obviously, but like my thing is I don't listen to it when I sleep, when I study, when I work out, anything of that nature. Like when I listen to music, I'm either driving or I'm just listening to music. You know? Like,
right.
But
not when you're working out?
No.
Oh, interesting.
I
You don't listen to
to.
anything?
No, I used to just. I always had the earbuds falling out, so it kind of ruined the vibe. Or I would get too pissed because the metal made me like so angry, you know, and I was just like.
Well, that's why you have it when you work out, so you can go.
I know, but and then I'd want to like bench to the rhythm of the song, if that makes sense, which is not ideal at all.
Yeah.
Which you should not do. I don't condone
Interesting.
that.
You should put out some Mozart when you play next time. Maybe it'll calm you.
Yeah, that might be a good move actually.
Yeah. So I guess my top artists are #1 is Marilyn Manson, of course.
Yeah.
This list actually kind of surprised me a little bit.
Okay.
#2 is Nine Inch Nails.
Uh-huh.
3 Lamb of God. 4 Drake, and 5 Eminem. Isn't that so odd?
Yeah, it's odd that you like Drake that much.
I
'Cause
really
he fucking sucks.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
I really don't like Drake that much, but he just snuck up on my.
Yeah, that's weird.
He just snuck up on me this year, I guess.
All the rest of those make perfect sense for you. Like I'm not surprised
Yeah,
by the rest.
yeah.
But Drake? That's so random.
Yeah.
But whatever. Mine were actually before I go into mine, do you remember what your top song from your top artist was? Like would it be Tourniquet?
Tourniquet, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because my top artist, the top song by my top artist was not in my top 5 songs.
Okay.
Somehow.
Okay.
But yeah, my top artist was Judas Priest.
Okay.
Because their concert got canceled, obviously, so I was like, I still need to listen to them because I was just craving it. They're one of those bands that I can't get enough of, and they've got a really big discography. So,
Right.
So I listened to all of it. The top song from them was Love Bites, classic 1984 Defenders of the Faith, Judas Priest in their prime kind of song. I'm not surprised by my top 5 at all. #2 was Rush.
Okay.
Because Neil Peart died in January.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I listened to them. Literally, the whole month of February was nothing but Rush.
Nothing but Rush.
Yeah. #3, Korn. #4, Megadeth. 5, Deftones.
Oh, because they had their Ohms came out, right? Did you listen to that a lot?
I listen to Ohms a lot, yeah. Yeah, and obviously that was another canceled concert, so I wanted to listen to them. Megadeth, obviously, another one. with a big discography.
Yep.
Huge discography. And then Korn, because that was the last real metal show I saw before the pandemic hit.
Right.
So yeah.
Who's your...
What's up?
Your top artist was Judas?
Yeah.
What percentage were you in of listeners? Do you have that screenshot?
Top 0.5.
Same.
For
Maryland. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Metalheads are dedicated, bro. We know what's up.
We got to defend our spot.
Yeah. Did you when you looked at your Wrapped video, did it say like my example is Point the Finger by Body Count? I listened to that song before it got popular. Like, do you remember that statistic?
Yeah, mine was for a friend though. Like a local artist.
Okay, cool.
So it wasn't like
Who was that again? Is it the guy that you do videos for?
Kid Icarus, yeah.
Kid Icarus, yeah.
He's the guy that I made a music video for. Shout out to him. I also did a couple photo shoots for him too.
Sweet.
Yeah. He'll probably never ever hear this, but
hey, that's all right.
Yeah.
Still gotta shout him out. People out there listening, go listen to Kid Icarus. What was your top listened to decade?
I don't know if I had that stat. Decade?
Yeah.
Oh, like era of music?
Yeah,
well, I can go on my Spotify right now.
Mine was the 2000s. I mean, if you don't want to, it's no big deal. But
I didn't see that stat. No, now I'm curious.
Yeah. Because I was surprised it was the 2000s, but I mean, at the same time, I'm not, because Korn was up there, Deftones was up there.
Where? What? Do you remember where it was in?
Kind of in the middle, I think.
Top decade.
Yeah, and it's
Genre Lust.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, they Spotify does some weird stuff, but it's always a highlight of the year getting your Spotify Wrapped. It's just cool.
It is.
And then it's always fun to go back and listen to your top 100 songs of the year. So.
Right. Okay. I got it right here. I'm gonna guess 90s. It's making me guess.
It made me guess as well.
90s.
90s?
90s is my favorite era of music too, so that makes so much sense to me.
I'd probably agree. Yeah, everything. People shit on the 90s in terms of metal, like, because it's like, oh, the 80s are the glory days, 90s were a dark time, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's why it's awesome. I mean, Nine Inch Nails, like, the shit that Nine Inch Nails dropped in the 90s is still sounds more progressive to me than the shit that's dropping in 2020.
I agree, 100%.
Like, the Downward Spiral is insane.
Yeah.
Like, so good.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Marilyn Manson, Alice in Chains, Nirvana.
Pantera, yeah.
Pantera.
The list goes on. It's
yeah, it's like,
and that's
good stuff. It's like probably the angriest like genre to do it first.
It was a great middle ground between the heyday of the 80s and like when it kind of went to shit in the 2000s, you know? Like not went to shit, but it's not.
And you had
good.
black metal too. People were pissed off in the 90s for some reason.
True.
Y2K, man.
Yeah.
They were afraid.
And like yeah, that's a good point. I mean, Slipknot dropped Slipknot in 99.
99, yeah. So right at the tail end.
It was a weird time.
Yeah.
But that's the cool thing about metal is like your top decade was the 90s, mine was the 2000s. Like a band like Priest, for example, they start in the 70s, continue to make great shit in every decade. And that's the cool thing about metal. Like,
didn't they just release an album last year?
It came out, Judas Priest, you're saying?
Yeah.
Firepower was their last one with Evil Never Dies, the song you like. That came out in 2018.
2018. That's
and it's one of the best metal albums I've ever heard. So, I mean, that just shows how good of a band they are. And so many others, of course. So,
yep.
Yeah, Spotify Wrapped. Good job.
Thanks, Spotify.
Yeah, of course. 2020. Let's talk about it.
Well, a couple people died.
A lot of people died. You wanna do the in memoriam first?
Sure.
Just to get let's talk about the bad shit and then move into the good stuff. You know, just get it out of the way because you know. So yeah, in memoriam, Neil Peart, of course, was the first one in January. The drummer of Rush. My favorite band growing up. My favorite drummer of all time, probably. Trying to get you into them more, of course. I told you to listen to Xanadu.
Which was great.
You liked it?
I liked it.
Good. Yeah, that era of Rush is their heaviest. So
okay,
their 70s stuff is really heavy. Then they kind of turned into a synth pop band in the 80s, which was weird, but still really good.
I like synth. Yeah, some synth music.
It's cool.
I dig it.
Another one of those bands who their last album came out in 2012, and that was like a classic album. So Ennio Morricone, rest in peace. The film composer who made the scores to so many classic movies like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is probably the best example. won an Oscar for The Hateful Eight by Quentin Tarantino.
Oh yeah.
And Metallica always walks out on stage to The Ecstasy of Gold, which is from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh, okay.
It's so sick.
Sweet.
It's just a great way to walk on stage.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ennio, the Italian, he was more metal than people realize, I think. So yeah, Martin Birch. We did a bit of an in memoriam on our pilot episode.
Okay.
But I wanted to include a couple more people just because, they're gone now. So we kind of have to talk about their legacy and whatnot. Just kind of honor them. And apologies for all the people I'm probably leaving off of this list, but there was so many. Obviously, I'm just talking about some of the bigger ones here.
And the ones that we talked about on the pod specifically.
Right.
Because obviously you can't hit everyone.
Yeah, there's so many. Martin Birch was a producer, probably regarded as one of, if not the best metal producer ever. He produced albums or some classic, like some of the all-time greatest metal albums by like Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, Rainbow, who are the other ones? Whitesnake, Iron Maiden, list goes on. He was, just got to give him credit because he produced some of the best albums ever. So,
Rip.
Pete Way was the bass player for UFO and Fastway. I don't know if you know either of those bands, but
I've never heard of them.
Okay, UFO was one of those, like we were talking about with Trent with Scorpions, one of those 70s early metal bands, pretty heavy for their time. Went on to form Fastway with Fast Eddie Clarke, who's the guitarist for Motorhead, like an OG 80s supergroup, like a couple hit wonder, but some great songs. So yeah, Pete Way. Riley Gale, of course, still upset about that one.
Yeah, still in shock, honestly.
Yeah, he was only 34 years old. Power Trip was really on the come up. Yeah, it just sucks when someone in their prime like that dies before they can. I mean, the stuff they put out was killer, of course, but
yeah.
Who's to say those were their best albums?
Right.
Like it could not have even been released yet, kind of thing.
Right.
So yeah, that sucks. But rest in peace, Riley, of course. Lee Kerslake, I think is how you say his name. He was Ozzy Osbourne's original drummer, and the only reason I bring that up is because this was almost my trivia question for Trent. Because Ozzy, when he left Black Sabbath, it wasn't supposed to be called Ozzy Osbourne as a solo artist. It was supposed to be called Blizzard of Oz, which is what they called the first album.
Right.
And Lee was the original drummer for that band. So got to give him credit because, I mean, you're the drummer in a solo artist band. So that's one reason you're going to get not recognized as much.
Right.
Randy Rhoads, one of the best guitarists ever, being in that band as well. So,
right.
Yeah. And then the most recent big one is Eddie Van Halen, of course. One of the best guitar players of all time, regardless of genre. Pissed I never got to see him live, but it is what it is. His music lives on. So,
yep.
Yeah, rest in peace, all those guys, and all the many others that we did not mention.
Was Chris 2019?
Chris Cornell, 17.
God damn.
Yeah, time flies, right?
It does indeed. All right, well, that's all the sad shit. What else?
Yeah, not so much sad, just sucks, but the cons of COVID and how it affected.
What a terrible end to this year. Because I guess sometimes when I think of years, I think of like I think in terms of academically, so like fall to spring. But I guess 2020, the whole year was just terrible. Yeah, I mean, it started off fine, I guess.
No, it didn't actually.
January?
Yeah, because I mean, Neil Peart died the first week of January.
Okay. So it just started off terrible.
Kobe died in January.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, no, everything was bad.
No, like those two things suck, of course, but I would take those over and over again if COVID didn't happen, Like,
I can't believe Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash.
I know.
And his daughter.
It sucks, man. It really
really
sucks. But yeah, it just got so much worse from there.
Infinitely worse.
Yeah.
Like worse now than it was.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be better.
Right. I mean, spring break was the last hurrah. That was the last time things were normal.
Yeah, right.
And then immediately when we get back from spring break, shit hits the fan.
Yep.
I guess the biggest con of COVID in terms of metal, canceled concerts, of course. So many that we wanted to see.
Saved us some cash probably, but
oh yeah,
that's the only upside.
Yeah,
it has severely depressed us.
Yeah, it sucks. This is definitely the longest span in my lifetime without going to a concert, and my mental health is deteriorating slowly because of it. So, other than that, though, album delays, that's always a good time.
Yeah, that's not so bad because we're still getting albums left and right.
Yes, that is true. They still came out. The prime example, Lamb of Gods, was supposed to come out the first week of May. Didn't come out until mid-June. I was super pissed about it at the time, but it was definitely worth the wait, of course.
Yeah.
Almost made it better in a way. So, and then industry layoffs. I mean, people are losing their jobs because of this.
Right.
Regardless of industry, but I mean, the music industry, of course, because no venues are open,
right,
and whatnot. So yeah, hopefully 21 is better.
Probably not. Hopefully, but
it'll be better. It's a matter of when concerts are going to be back. Summer at the absolute earliest, which is
that's not going to happen.
It's wishful thinking at this point, optimistic thinking.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. There actually were some pros of COVID, though, believe it or not. I guess live streams were,
Yeah.
It's like.
But the thing is, neither of us have gone to collectively more than one. You went to one live stream concert, right?
Yeah, one, and
I went to 0.
Code Orange. Because Code Orange set the bar so high, I was like, nothing's going to top this. Yeah. Except for Code Orange's second one that they did, which I didn't watch because I think you had to pay for it at that time.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming, I don't know if they did, but they might have posted the video on their YouTube or something. I don't know.
So between Brendan and I, we have seen 0.5 live streamed concerts.
Right.
So that should tell you that should tell you like how much interest we have in not being there and seeing the real thing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, this is probably the most overused expression of this year, but it is what it is.
Hey, there's another good one. Radiohead's been dropping stuff on their YouTube channel.
Radiohead?
Yeah, Radiohead. They've been dropping they're called basement sessions.
Okay.
And they're basically like the Basement of Impact, but them performing like all of the King of Limbs live.
Okay.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
check it out.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool to see artists still getting together and performing, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about last episode, the Alice in Chains tribute show that so many artists did.
Oh, yeah. Was it the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame tribute? What was it?
No, that was 9 Inch Nails. That was the Hall of Fame. Alice in Chains was the Seattle Museum of Pop Culture.
That's it.
They got like a Lifetime Achievement Award, as they definitely should.
Yeah. Very cool.
I don't know if they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but they definitely deserve to be.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, if you're listening. I'll say it until the day I die. There's so many good artists that aren't in there, so get your shit together. Anyways, yeah, live streams, like it is, like I said, is what it is. Artists are still making it work, trying to make the fans happy.
Yeah.
And there was definitely no shortage of them because there was a lot. Just it's not the same.
Yeah.
That's all.
Agreed.
But yeah, other than that, we talked about how Ticketmaster is supposedly going to require a negative test and a vaccination to see concerts again. So
probably fine, right? I'm fine with that. Like we discussed that. We're fine with that.
I'm very fine with that
because that guarantees that everyone that goes in does not have COVID.
Exactly. So it's making concerts safer for the future.
And they're probably even then it'll be probably a quarter capacity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not going to pack the house like they normally would, or it'll be like venues that have seating.
Yeah.
Will only do seating, no pit at all, even if they have a pit.
I didn't even think about that.
You know what I'm saying?
That just depresses me even more. But yeah,
I just want Rage. I want that show. If there's one show that I missed that I want and will absolutely go to is Rage.
It's up there for sure. Yeah.
They might never tour again in protest of touring.
No, they will. Dude, because it's not their fault that the pandemic happened, obviously.
That's true.
Why would they tease us like that?
I don't know.
That would be a big dick move, which I don't expect them doing. So
that was my most anticipated.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And as much as we dislike Zoom, I mean, it's not ideal, but it's keeping people in touch.
Pretty impressive what Zoom is doing, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, metal journalism, for lack of a better term, is they're still able to conduct interviews with artists through Zoom, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Creating content for fans. So yeah, it's not ideal, but then again, this year isn't. So yeah, I guess we can kind of get into the topics at hand, the bigger, not bigger, but cooler stuff that happened in 2020. The downtime from COVID, another pro, like artists like Metallica have been writing new music, which typically they wouldn't have the time to do because they're a big touring band, of course.
Right.
Slipknot being another one.
Yep.
Probably many others that I'm forgetting at the moment, but new Metallica music being written, like, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
So,
And Slipknot as well.
yeah. Also, Soundgarden is, I don't know if you've heard about this, but Kim and Matt from Soundgarden, the guitar player, the guitarist and drummer from Soundgarden, they have kind of started to move on from Chris, which is honestly kind of nice to see. And it's just those two members. It's not like the full Soundgarden, of course, but they collaborated with, do you know of a band called The Pretty Reckless?
Yes. Taylor Momsen. Cindy Lou Who.
Cindy Lou Who from How the Grinch Stole Christmas, featuring Jim Carrey.
I actually am a moderate Pretty Reckless fan.
Yeah.
She hangs out with Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, she's dope.
Heavy black eyeliner.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
Indeed. And yeah, who would have thought little Cindy Lou Who would grow up to be...
So she's collaborating with Kim and Matt?
Yeah, they joined The Pretty Reckless to work on a new song in Seattle. Because...
the new Pretty Reckless song?
No, I think it's like just a joint effort. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know much about it other than the fact that they were working on something.
Gotcha.
But yeah, The Pretty Reckless is the band who opened for Soundgarden on their last tour. They were there the night he died.
Yeah.
As was I, as you know. Blah, blah, blah. But it's just cool to see that they're kind of doing something, you know, instead of just mourning.
Right.
So that's kind of nice. Fuck the Grammys, but Tool won one.
Congratulations, Tool.
Yeah, for Tempest, which is well deserved. That song is fucking sick. As we've talked about, you weren't a huge fan of Fear Inoculum, the album, correct?
I like it. I listened to it again, and I like it now. My barber had it on while he was cutting my hair, and I was like, this is pretty good. Yeah,
that's sick.
It's good.
Yeah, I hated it the first time I listened to it, but
you like it now?
It's slowly growing on me. Tempest is definitely the best song.
Typical Tool, isn't it? It's like sometimes they have like the little bongos, and they have like the trippy bass, and then it all builds up, and then they have the guitar come in, and
it was more 10,000 Days Tool than, like, I like Undertow.
I like Undertow as well.
Yeah, I mean, I like them all, but this one's definitely my least favorite. But Tempest, I liked immediately. It's the heaviest song on the album, so it won a Grammy. Speaking of Grammys, as we talked about, the nominees for this year. The ceremony will be next year, but the music that came out this year in terms of metal was Bum Rush by Body Count, Underneath by Code Orange, The In Between by In This Moment, Blood Money by Poppy, and Executioner's Tax, Swing of the Axe by Power Trip.
Right.
A live version of that.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, fuck the Grammys, but Tool won one. At least there is a metal category. I guess I'll leave it at that. Could be worse.
Yeah.
Dave Mustaine beat cancer.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's pretty fucking awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I wonder if he casted a spell to black magic the cancer away.
5 magics.
Give me wizardry.
Yeah. Give me sorcery. Yeah. Not gonna get into that, but when we were in London, you and I think I told you that's when we found out. I vividly remember we were walking down the street somewhere, probably going to the Tube or some shit, and I got a notification, Dave Mustaine diagnosed with, I think it was throat cancer.
That sounds right.
Yeah, which is not ideal for a singer, obviously. That's probably the worst cancer a singer could have.
Yeah.
But he beat it, and he actually announced on stage in London in January that he beat it.
Oh.
So kind of full circle with us.
Sweet.
Right there.
The last time, have I seen Megadeth more than once? I think the only time I've seen Megadeth was at Chicago Open Air 2017.
Okay. That was a good one.
I thought they sounded great.
Yeah.
Dave was being Dave.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah.
Very himself.
Very himself.
Very Megadeth.
I'm not hoping. This is maybe a dick thing to say, but like, I'm sure he had some kind of surgery on his throat.
Yeah.
I feel like, what is the lasting impact of that surgery on his voice?
Hopefully it makes it better.
Like, I love it as is. Like, a lot of people...
I dislike it.
You don't like his voice?
No.
I love that snarling attitude. It's...
Yeah, but sometimes it sounds weird.
It does. But that's why I like it, because no one else sounds like him.
That's true.
And he's fucking sweet. So...
Take a mortal man!
Yeah. It's... man, it's so dope. I love Dave.
So you like his vocals?
I love them. Yeah.
Okay, that I guess that's what differentiates, like, Megadeth fans, because I dislike the vocals, but I love the music.
I mean, I'll take the music over the vocals anytime.
Right. But if you love the vocals too, then that'll just make you that much more of a Megadeth fan.
Exactly. Yeah, love Dave. Glad to see that. Moving on though, rock and metal, or how should I word this? Let me just put it this way: pop went metal this year in many ways.
Shit.
That was pretty metal as well. Like Machine Gun Kelly, Miley Cyrus.
Okay, that's a pop punk album. Fuck that album and fuck Machine Gun Kelly.
I agree, but he's a rapper, a mainstream rapper who's going rock, which is kind of cool to see.
Pop punk.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
He's going punk.
Yeah.
Basically what you said.
I didn't listen to the album because I hate Machine Gun Kelly.
You hate him too?
I love the dirt Machine Gun Kelly. But
why do you hate Machine Gun Kelly, the rapper?
Because I'm an Eminem fan.
Same.
And they have a feud.
Yeah.
And Machine Gun Kelly's a little bitch.
And he looks like the biggest douche imaginable.
But I like him as a person. Like we were talking about Eric Andre. Like he was on an Eric Andre episode. He's a funny guy. Like and the dirt. I
mean, yeah, sure.
I don't like his music, but it's good to
see. I guess I'd be I don't like him as a person. His music is fine. Not the pop punk album. I haven't listened to that. The other shit is. I just don't like him overall. Actually, I don't like his music or him.
Yeah, but Eminem released Kill Shot, which was
killed him.
The Kill Shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Miley Cyrus, another one, came out with a rockier album.
Oh yeah.
Which is cool. Mm-hmm. And as we've said, her next project is going to be strictly a Metallica covers album.
Right.
So that will be interesting. Looking forward to it though. Not gonna lie. And yeah, Doja Cat, another pop star who went metal. She, I don't know if you ended up watching that or not.
I did.
Yeah.
It's good.
See, I was kind of disappointed because people were like, "Oh, Doja Cat went metal," and then I watched it. I was like,
really.
"Nah."
She just had people in corpse paint.
Yes, like some imagery and some guitars made it a heavier pop song. Sure.
Yeah.
But metal,
it was mainly imagery, which is the main thing that's appropriated from metal. If we want to use that word, SJWs don't get mad at us. The main thing that is taken or borrowed from metal is the visual aesthetic.
Yeah.
Not the attitude, not the sound. Well, I mean,
sometimes
the first thing.
Poppy is a prime example, of course.
Yeah, I guess I'd say the first thing that is taken from metal is the visuals, and then the next would probably be the sound, and then the attitude.
Absolutely. And Post Malone being another one, collaborating with Ozzy a lot last year and this year. That's another one. So yeah, I mean, for better or worse, metal's becoming more mainstream.
And don't forget about the multitude of underground rappers that have combined rap and metal and screaming.
Yes.
And all that. All that is metal, like Ghostman, Suicide Boys, even Lil Peep to an extent. They all draw from metal.
Right. And more so in recent years, it's more visible now. Which is weird, but kind of cool. So just had to mention that. What else? AC/DC made a comeback this year. One of the best rock bands ever. Because a couple years ago, they were thought to be done, but Brian Johnson got over his health issues, got some of the original members back. Because I mean, Angus's brother Malcolm died, which was a huge blow, of course, but they went ahead and released an album anyway with some of his unfinished work. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Just a big band like that still kicking it like 50 years later. So that's sweet. I think probably the most exciting thing that happened this year was System of a Down coming back as well.
Oh yeah.
That was fun. Releasing new music for the first time in 15 years. That's dope. And they did it, of course, for awareness of the genocide conflict, possible genocide that's going on in Armenia right now.
What were they doing, like in that span of time? Did they have other? Yeah, did they have side bands?
Yeah, they had side bands. They were still touring a good amount.
Right.
Just they said that a band like that was so big at one time, and they have four big, I wouldn't say big egos, but to kind of figure out how to release an album with so many ideas like that, like an album is a cohesive effort, of course. So like, how's it gonna sound? Right. Kind of thing. I'd say Darren Malakian, the guitarist who also does the high-pitched vocals, his solo stuff sounds a lot like System. Mm-hmm. So he's really good. What's it called? Darren Malakian and Scars on Broadway is the name of the band. They're really good. But yeah, they put out 2 new songs, so hopefully more comes down the road, even though they said, probably not anytime soon, but I'll take it as it comes. I'm happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. Albums of the year?
Let's do it.
Instead of a top 5, we're doing a top 10 albums of the year, each of us. So, George, what you got?
The first on my list is Reluctant Hero by Killer Be Killed.
I also have that.
What can I say, man? It was all action.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
It was sick as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, supergroup with Greg Puciato from Dillinger Escape Plan, Max Cavalera from Sepultura, Soulfly, and others, Troy Sanders from Mastodon, and Ben Collar from Converge.
Yep.
So I had known about them a little bit before you recommended that.
Okay.
But I was like, that's way too good of a lineup for me to not listen to that.
Okay.
So I listened to it, and it was easily in my top 10. So yeah, absolutely.
Sweet. All right, my next one is We Are Chaos by Marilyn Manson, the Antichrist superstar himself.
That was an honorable mention for me.
Honorable mention, yeah. If you're not a Manson fan, this probably didn't make your top 10, but I am, so it's in my top 10. Oh yeah, this is in no particular order for me. Yeah. I never order my list.
We're just talking about them. I think ranking is kind of stupid because when you rank something, it's like, I mean, I rank my top 5 just for like convenience sake,
right? When
we do it, but like ranking an artist's albums, like in your head, I kind of have an idea, but like I don't want to actually do it because it's like, like Slipknot is a prime example because even their worst album is still one of my all-time favorite albums. Yeah. Just if I rank it last, it makes it seem like shit. If that makes sense compared to the rest, at least.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. It's just different.
Yeah. So we're not ranking these.
Yep. And then 3 was Carnivore by Body Count. Not 3, but just next in line.
Yeah, in my top 10 as well.
Good stuff.
What was your favorite album from Reluctant Hero, if you had one?
My favorite song from Reluctant Hero? Yeah. I can't name one off the top of my head.
All right. Mine was Dream Gone Bad. I mean, for those listening, our playlist this week is going to be just favorite songs of 2020, pretty much. And I'm going to drop some names in here as we go through these lists. So yeah, Dream Gone Bad was my favorite from Reluctant Hero. Did you have a favorite from We Are Chaos?
Probably self-titled.
We Are Chaos, yeah. Perfume was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, that one's good.
And then we're on Carnivore now. Point the Finger. Obviously,
yeah, that's my pick too.
with Riley Gale. There's a bunch of great features on that album as well too. Do you know who a guy named Will, I think is how you say it, is Putney? Will Putney?
No.
He produced it. He is the singer of Fit for an Autopsy.
Okay.
And he produced it, which
Interesting.
is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Other good features though on there. They covered Ace of Spades by Motorhead, which is pretty sweet. Gave a shout out to Lemmy, who obviously passed away a few years ago. Jamie Josta from Hatebreed. He's kind of like the featured artist of the year because he's
bouncing all over the place.
Yeah, he's on Carnivore. He's on Lamb of God. But yeah, Dave Lombardo was actually on one of the Carnivore songs the drummer of Slayer, which is pretty sweet. And then Amy Lee from Evanescence put a beautiful touch on that album that was otherwise very filthy, you know?
Yeah, dude, I saw Evanescence one time in my life.
Nice.
I don't listen to them.
They're pretty cool.
I saw them in Illinois at this like weird like little like tent hangout festival. It was like a picnicking festival, and then at the end of the night they had a pavilion and then a couple bands. You know who Lindsay Sterling is?
I know the name.
She's like a violinist that makes dubstep music.
Yeah.
She makes violin dubstep, and Evanescence opened for her. And that's the one time I ever saw them.
I heard about that tour, actually.
Really?
It rings a bell, because, yeah, she's opened for other rock bands before.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
So,
cool. Yeah, I guess. You want me to go next?
I was just going to mention real quick, Bum Rush from Carnivore got nominated for a Grammy, as we mentioned. Did you have a favorite song from Carnivore, by chance?
Point the finger. Probably.
Yeah, of course. They called it Carnivore, just a funny story. They called it Carnivore because they're like, it's 2020. Everyone's kind of a pussy now. Fuck vegans is what Ice-T said.
Yeah. He's funny with that stuff.
Yeah,
man.
he's hilarious.
Motherfuck a vegan. Step away from my sandwich.
Yeah.
That's from his cover of Institutionalized. And
Right.
he's just
And he said he doesn't actually hate vegans. It's just
it's just funny to make fun of.
It's like everyone's a vegan now, so let's call it carnivore. Like it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, moving on.
The next one, I needed to have more albums to round out my top 10 from 2020, and I listened to Underneath by Code Orange.
Absolutely. What'd you think?
Good. I would describe it as very digital.
Yes.
Kind of like industrial. They added some industrial elements.
Very.
I like the vocals.
Yep.
It was heavy. It was conceptual.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
Kind of like glitchy, I would describe it.
Yeah. Speaking of glitchy, I don't know if you noticed, like the first half of the album, they do this thing where they'll like stop the song.
Yeah.
And then it'll kick back in.
See, I thought something was wrong with my speaker. I was like, why the fuck is my speaker like skipping right now?
I did too at first.
That's what I mean. It's like,
it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Like it's different. Obviously.
Interesting. Yeah.
And I know we said we don't rank, but this was easily my favorite album of the year. Mm-hmm. So
over Lamb of God?
Lamb of God is a close second.
Okay.
But
this one is cool because it's, the Lamb of God album was like, okay, every song is pretty good. This one is like, it felt like a whole project.
Yeah. Each song leads into the next kind of thing.
Yeah. More thematic, I guess I'd say.
Yeah. And like you said, it's very industrial. And the reason for that, I don't know if you read into the album at all, but do you know of a guy named Chris Verena?
No.
He was 9 Inch Nails' drummer from 1989 to 1996.
Huh.
And he was a featured like co-producer / he did some of the programming noises on the album.
Okay.
So that's obviously pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
And,
interesting.
Yeah. And it's got that industrial feeling, so he kind of had a part in that.
9 Inch Nails continues to touch every band that comes after it.
Yeah.
And it's still relevant.
Yep.
My favorite song from Underneath was In Fear.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Mine was Last One's Left.
Huh.
Because just chugging, there was no... It was tough. It was tough because to pick a favorite song, I immediately eliminated the ones that kind of glitched, like we just talked about.
Okay.
Just because it kind of doesn't ruin it, but I like just straight ahead. I don't know how to put this. Like the glitching threw me off.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very innovative and cool. But to pick a favorite song, Last One's Left is just chugging.
Yeah.
Is how I would describe that one.
Thinners of the Herd. Is that what that thing is?
Yeah, that's like their slogan.
What is it?
Thinners of the Herd.
Okay.
TOTH. That was a song from I Am King, their 2014 album. But yeah, I know you like Nicole Dollenganger.
Yeah.
She had some guest vocals as well.
On Underneath?
On Underneath, yeah.
Huh. I guess it... Oh, is she the female vocalist?
No, that's Reba, Code Orange's guitarist, who is a female, yeah.
Okay.
And Code Orange is also another reason I like them. They've got multiple singers. Jamie Morgan, who is the main guy you hear on the main vocalist, he used to be their drummer, but he stepped into the frontman position now on this album, which is super weird, obviously, but also really cool. And they got like a session drummer for their live shows.
Oh, cool.
He's kind of doing like the Tortilla Man thing from Slipknot, where he wears a mask so you don't really know who he is, kind of thing.
The session drummer?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least when I watched the live streams.
Okay.
I don't know what they're gonna do in the future.
So that it could be something special. Like, who was Slipknot's new member? Who was that person?
Tortilla Man was.
Was it
I mean, he's
Gilbert Gottfried? Was it an actor? I don't know why I thought that.
No. That was like a meme, I think.
Okay,
is why you think that.
Okay.
Which is hilarious. But he was in some band. I don't remember the name.
He was just hanging out with them, right?
Yeah, like he's been in the music industry for a while.
Right. But in terms of contributing to Slipknot, he was just there to hang out.
He's their second percussionist now that Chris left.
Tortilla Man?
When they play live, and I think he was on We Are Not Your Kind.
Who's the person that joined Slipknot for like 2 months? Is that Gilbert Gottfried or is that a meme?
Slipknot for 2 months.
Wasn't that like a thing? Like Slipknot had like a new mystery member?
Yeah. He is in the band now.
Okay. I thought that was a joke. So that was real. They actually had a new member.
Yes.
And then they revealed his identity. And
Right.
then he became a permanent part of the band.
Right.
Okay. I thought like it was a joke that they were getting a new member.
Yeah.
Why do they always need 9? What's up with the number 9?
I don't know.
Slipknot,
It's just their thing, I guess.
trim the fat.
No, man, it works.
No more tortillas.
But Corey Taylor was obviously featured on Code Orange's last EP, The Hunt. Absolute fire. Just this being my favorite album of the year, I just want to talk about all the good stuff that happened with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Greg Puciato actually was another. Jamie Morgan, the singer, considered Greg a huge mentor through the making of the album. Like, he would send him demos, Greg would give him feedback, kind of thing. So you got all these influences going into this album. I just think it's awesome.
Very cool.
As we talked about, they were kind of the innovators of live streaming. No one does it better than they do. So yeah, if I have an artist of the year, it's Code Orange, absolutely.
Orange, yeah.
And another reason for that, they were on. The WWE likes to collaborate with metal artists a lot. Slipknot being one, Motorhead being another. It's for obvious reasons. It's an aggressive sport. Metal's an aggressive music. Code Orange did the theme song for one of their things.
Okay.
So they're kind of blowing up right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, they got nominated for a Grammy. All this stuff, and an honorable mention for an album of the year for me was Under the Skin, which is their acoustic live album.
Okay.
That they put out in September, I think. It's absolutely beautiful. Code Orange is like, I was thinking about this. If Code Orange like was a band in the 80s or 90s, they would be probably huge because like they're doing the MTV Unplugged thing.
Yeah.
Their music videos are worth watching. You know.
Yeah.
They're just sweet.
Yeah.
I love Code Orange, so that's my album of the year.
Nice.
Let's keep going.
All right. Next one is Mother by In This Moment. No, it was good.
No.
That's what I said about Pantera.
All right. You think In This Moment is better than Pantera?
No, it's not. I didn't say it at all. My favorite song from that was Fly Like an Eagle. It's about flying like an eagle, man. Wanted to soar.
Was it a cover?
I don't think so.
Because I was just wondering.
It might be.
I know they've covered Phil Collins before. Fly Like an Eagle's a Steve Miller song.
Probably a cover then. I didn't listen to it that much, honestly.
Do you know how the lyrics go?
Wanna fly like an eagle.
Yeah, that's a cover.
Okay, yeah.
But it's a great song.
Yeah.
So.
They made it In This Moment, so.
Cool. And they got nominated for a Grammy as well. So
Maria Brink.
That was the only song I listened to from that album.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I might listen to it again. I mean, not
Worth a
again
while.
for the first time. I might listen to the full album.
I think they have a song called God Is She.
Okay.
It's like a feminist song or whatever. Probably good.
All right.
Next one, Spirituality and Distortion by Igor.
Igor.
Have you heard of them?
I have not.
They're-
I know Igor is a Tyler, the Creator album.
Yes, but this is Igor with 3 R's.
Oh, then yes.
Oh, you have?
Because you said the 3 hours thing.
Oh.
It made me
Okay.
went like that in my head, you know.
Yeah, so they're cool. They're like, have you listened to them?
No.
Okay. They're like, it's one guy.
Okay.
And he like, it's like metal and trip hop. Have you ever
Okay.
listened to trip? Like,
I do like some trip hop here and there.
and then there's some like EDM influences. Not EDM, like dubstep.
Okay.
It's not dubsteppy though, because I don't really
Would
like
you
dubstep
would
that
call
much.
it a metal album though?
It's definitely metal, yeah.
Okay.
And he also has like Baroque classical music influences.
Wow.
So there's like Gregorian chants and like,
Okay.
I don't know, classical.
That's cool.
It's just a mishmash. It's like one of those weird subgenres that would only be in metal.
Yeah.
But it is a metal.
Okay.
He's a metal artist.
Fair enough.
I guess my favorite song from it would be...
Didn't mean to put you on the spot like
Yeah,
that
no,
with the
you're
favorite
good.
songs thing. But.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'll just say Nervous Waltz.
All right. We're going to make a playlist out of all these songs.
Yeah.
Because for the ones that I, like that album, I don't have on my list. But
Yeah.
I want to listen to it now. So
Yeah. This is probably the most unique album on my list. This is probably
Okay.
like my dark horse
Okay.
album.
Fair enough.
Moving on. Stare Into Death and Be Still by Ulcerate.
Also, nice.
Yeah. Do you listen to them?
A little bit, but not this album. So.
Okay, they're dope.
Okay.
And we'll get into that because that's my pick of the week. So I'll talk
Okay.
more about that when we get there. Lamb of God, self-titled album.
Yeah, absolutely.
What more can we say, man? I mean,
Yeah, that's a close number 2 for my album of the
Yeah.
year. So
just all good stuff.
Yeah, it was their longest gap between 2 albums. Volume 7, Sturm and Drang, the last one in 15. They did that Legion 20
Yeah.
covers album.
Yeah.
First original material in 5 years. So
Yeah.
it's pretty sweet. Again, the album delay from early May to late June kind of made it even better in a way.
More anticipation.
More anticipation made me appreciate it more. And of course, Chris Adler left since Legion 20. Art Cruz
Rip.
had some big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Did a very good job. And
That's like when Joey Jordison got kicked off and then
Yeah.
Jay Weinberg had to fucking step up.
Jay is sick. Though.
He's good. He definitely changed their sound in a good way.
Yeah, like it's
More melodic.
yeah,
Less chaotic.
yeah. But I like the chaos.
Yeah. I'm not saying
But yeah,
it's better or worse.
I love.
I guess
Jay.
better isn't the right word. He just changed it.
Right, and I love Jay. So, but yeah, Art Cruz, he was in Prong and Winds of Plague before Lamb of God, so he's got the chops for it. My favorite song from that is Resurrection Man.
Interesting choice.
My song of the year, like best song to come out this year. I forgot to include the lyrics, but if you would be so kind as to pull up the lyrics and read them because they are that fucking good.
I told you, Lamb of God is the superior lyricist.
It is the most metal Lamb of God song based on the lyrics alone. It is.
Lamb of God has the superior lyrics to Pantera.
All right.
That
Don't.
no,
We're not gonna get into it because I'm.
no. Just agree with me on that.
Yeah.
Right? They're better, right?
This
Lyrics wise.
song alone could maybe. I was born in a cemetery. I learned to walk on skulls and bones. Read it from there.
Was taught to speak by the living dead and
Yeah.
raised beneath a funeral moon. Horror stories, talking heads.
Segregate the living dead, of course, but us reading it does not do it justice because Randy's Virginian Southern drawl gives it that oomph, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Read the second stanza though, because there's something in there about picking your carcass clean.
Okay, so it says, this is the third stanza. I'm a shadow on your brightest dreams, a horse for some person, barren samity. I have no idea what that
I don't
is.
know what that is.
Pure voodoo, economic hell, I've come to pick your carcass clean.
Oh god, that is so filthy, dude. Probably the best opening line, maybe ever. I was born in a cemetery.
Is it sung clean?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Okay.
I was born in a cemetery.
Good shit. My favorite song was Bloodshot Eyes, which might
That's
be a basic choice, but it is very
No, it's
melodic.
good. Yeah. And I don't know how you interpreted that song, but the way I heard the lyrics, I was like, we've talked about how I would rather smoke and listen to Pantera than Lamb of God,
Okay.
but Bloodshot Eyes was kind of a stoner. I wouldn't call it a stoner anthem, but I got stoner vibes because he's kind of saying, "Fuck you, all I need is my bloodshot eyes," something like that. But I also heard it as fuck, because Randy is sober now, of course.
Yeah.
And he's saying, I'm throwing away my bloodshot eyes because he's sober now. I saw it in a lot of different ways, so I like the lyrics a lot.
Yeah.
So
Um,
yeah, great album.
Yep.
To say the least.
We'll move on.
Yep.
My next one down is Alphaville by Imperial Triumphant.
Imperial Triumph.
These are the guys I showed you with the gold masks.
Right. They look sick.
They're from New York. It's like a jazzy death metal weird sounding album.
Okay.
It's good. They have a good visual presence. Yeah, they have harsh like death metal like vocals, but they're not death metal, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
And drawing influence from death metal. I don't know what my favorite song from that is. Next one is Hunter Gatherer by Avatar.
Yeah, that was also on mine.
Yeah.
It was pretty kick-ass. My favorite song was Colossus.
Okay.
Just a filthy ass riff, you know. Avatar is cool because they're theatrical as hell. They're from Sweden, so you know they're going to be kind of campy like that. But it's
Are Swedish bands campy?
I'd say more so than.
I mean, isn't
most.
what is it?
Like Ghost is from Sweden. So
okay,
I mean,
yeah, and Amon Amarth, right?
Yeah, among many others.
Many,
of course.
yeah.
They like the theatrics, which I love. Avatar is one of the better concerts I've seen. They're like I said, they're from Sweden, so they're sick.
Cool. I like their singer.
Yeah,
like his look is really dope, and he dances on stage, and he has like a cane and like.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's so savage, and he played a tuba on stage when I saw him, which I was like, all right, tuba metal.
Yeah, I guess.
And I don't know about you, but sometimes when I listen to him, he reminds me of Marilyn Manson when he.
Yeah, I could see that.
Not when he screams, obviously, but when that little. It's not like a spoken word, but it's.
Oh, like when he like when he is more rhythmic.
When he's talking like Marilyn Manson.
Does he do that?
Like,
oh! When he like speaks.
When he kind of, it's like a whisper singing, I guess.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson is the king of that vocal style.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
No one does it better than him in terms of like just being eerie and like just makes your skin crawl, dude.
But then Johannes is his name from Avatar.
Yeah,
he can do that. He can like sing beautifully. Like,
yeah, he's a good singer.
And he can like do the death metal growl. So he can do it all.
He's good. He does remind me of Marilyn Manson. Now that you say that, he has the look and the voice. He is like a raspy but still like rich and powerful kind of voice like Marilyn Manson.
He's the man. Avatar is one of those future of metal bands, I would say. They're flying the flag pretty proud.
Have you listened to any of their albums?
Yeah, my favorite song is King's Harvest from the last one, which is Avatar Country.
Avatar Country. Did I not listen to that one?
It's one of my.
I think I got jaded from them because I just listened to too much Avatar.
Yeah, I mean they're great though.
Have you listened to Avatar by Avatar?
The song or the album?
The album.
Probably.
Probably.
I've listened to all of them, but I'd say Avatar Country, the last one's. It was more of a concept album. So every song had the word king in it, I think, or country.
That's interesting.
So I don't know.
Listen to this album, Avatar. They're self-titled from 2009.
I would know the songs on there more so than
Queen of Blades, The Great Pretender, Shattered Wings.
Okay.
Reload,
I know.
Reload.
Yeah,
that's a good song. Out of Our Minds. It's like it's way more melodic than the other stuff.
Yeah, that is true.
The Black Waltz is good by them.
The Black Waltz, yeah.
That's a great one.
Good stuff, man.
Conceptual, and then obviously Hail the Apocalypse, right?
Oh yeah.
Who doesn't like that one?
Absolute classic.
Damn, I might get back into Avatar. Not that I ever wasn't, but
yeah, they're dope.
Yeah, it rounds out my list. What do you got?
That was your top 10 right there?
That was my top 10. Yeah.
All right.
We can just go through what you didn't have.
Right.
That didn't overlap.
I guess I'll do it in order of how it was released.
Okay.
One that I have that you don't is Ordinary Man by Ozzy Osbourne.
Yep.
His comeback album, of course. It's his first original material, first any material, I think, since his last solo album was Scream in 2010. The last Black Sabbath album was 13 in 2013. He's obviously done some collaborations with Post Malone since then. Yeah. Post Malone's featured on this album, as is Elton John, the man, on the title track, Ordinary Man. Cool song. My favorite song, though, is Straight to Hell. Opens the album, totally kick-ass. It features Slash and Duff McKagan from Guns N' Roses. And you know, this album, everyone kind of thought it was going to be his last one because, you know, he's getting up there. Took him 10 years to make another one. Yeah. It's great though, and he's already said he's planning on making a follow-up. So
he's going nowhere.
Yeah, as long as, dude, he's gonna die on stage. Like the stage is his deathbed.
His heart's gonna stop.
Dude, he's
not sober, is he either?
No, he's sober.
Okay.
But the drugs and alcohol obviously have taken their toll. And
He can't talk.
right, as we talked about with Trent, he can sing better than he can speak, which is just nuts.
Yeah.
And people, even I've done this. Like when I saw him live for the first time, I was like, he's reading off of like a cue card.
Oh.
Like it's pretty obvious. They're like in those like rafters at the front of the stage by his mic.
By the on the ground, on the floor. I mean.
They're like screens. Like the front row can't see it. No one can see it, but he can. But the reason is he's dyslexic, which I later.
Where is
found
it located?
Right in front of him. Like.
How would the crowd not see it if it's right in front of him?
Because it's like something like comes up from the stage.
Okay.
And blocks the view.
So it looks like a speaker or something.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. But yeah, he's dyslexic, and he's obviously pretty fucked up from all the drugs and whatnot. So, dude, he's out there. I saw him, 2 years ago now? One of the best shows I've ever seen. He's the man.
Yeah.
And as Trent said, it's going to be a sad day when he does die, but we pray that that's a long time away, because he is the godfather of heavy metal as we know it, and what else can I say? He's the fucking man. So Ozzy's got to be in my list, of course. What the Dead Men Say by Trivium. That is just a great... I mean, nothing like special about it. It's just a kick-ass metal album. Best song on there is Amongst the Shadows and the Stones. Again, there's not a bad song on the album, though. Yeah, just kicks ass.
Nice.
Trivium, of course, was supposed to open for Lamb of God and Megadeth.
Yeah.
So
I've seen them live
Trivium?
one time.
Trivium,
yeah.
At Download?
Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. You think otherwise?
No. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just zoning out. Yeah, no, I liked it. I like their show. I don't really listen to them that much, like I've mentioned, but
right.
They're cool.
Yeah, they kind of like made their chops at Download like in 2005. Like
Oh.
they were this brand new band, and like Power Trip. They had a Power Trip kind of performance like 15 years ago with Download. Trivium did, and that's why the crowd obviously loved them then, because they're kind of legends in those parts.
Download is the spot to be, apparently.
Yeah, they're from Orlando, Florida.
Oh, cool.
Which is like the breeding ground for death metal
Yeah.
back in the day. So
Yeah.
it's pretty sweet. Trivium's awesome. What else I got on here? Ohms by Deftones. Just every song. This was probably the hardest for me to pick my favorite song, because everyone was that good. I mean, nothing like crazy, like over the top metal, but just a solid kind of like dream pop. And Chino likes to shoegaze. Like they're one of those kind of bands. Terry Date, who, as we talked about before, was the guy who produced all of Pantera's classic albums, among many others. He produced this one. Their first album to use 9-string guitars.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's got a bit of an oomph to it. And the album cover is really cool. It's got like an 80s vibe. Chi Chang, who was their bass player, who died in like the late 2000s, it was rumored that the album cover was like in tribute to him, because it's just a pair of eyes.
Okay.
That like match up with a photo of him or something.
Okay.
But yeah, they did this pretty cool thing that Deftones did. It was called Adopt a Dot, which there's like 13,000 dots on the cover of the album, and they allowed fans to purchase a dot, and the money from those proceeds would go to charity, which was
cool.
pretty cool. Yeah. But yeah, Ohms by Deftones. If I did have to pick a favorite song on there, it would have to be Radiant City, just based on the riff alone. Sick as fuck. Next one I got on here, CMFT by Corey Taylor, his first solo album. As you know, he said Stone Sour would be going on an indefinite hiatus. So he's probably just going to be focusing on his solo stuff in Slipknot now.
Right.
But his backing band for this solo album was mostly Stone Sour people.
Oh, interesting.
A couple Stone Sour guys. That had some features from Tech9 and Kid Bookie, who's like a newer rapper, I guess.
So is it a new metal album?
No, it's weird, man. It's got influences from everything. There's like country songs, there's jazz songs.
So it's not heavy.
There are some heavy songs for sure. I would call it hard rock more than I would metal. I would put it near.
He seems really interested in hard rock recently.
Yeah.
I mean, he did just put out "We're Not Your Kind."
Right. Yeah, but it's a good album. Like as I told you, I liked it a lot better than I thought it would upon first listen. So
yeah.
Just had to throw it on there because we love Corey, obviously. And then my favorite reissue of the year, because I had to throw one on there because there were a lot of good ones this year, actually. But the one I picked for obvious reasons was Reinventing the Steel by Pantera.
With a couple of special, what were they, demos?
Yeah, it was a 3 CD set, remastered version, the Terry Date mix, who produced all their albums except for that one. Had some rarities, like you mentioned. New cover art.
Oh yeah. With
the
like metal sheets with the rivets on them, or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
I like the original cover.
I do too.
It's pretty cool.
They're both.
Here's a piece of trivia.
Yeah.
Who's the person on the cover of the Reinventing the Steel album?
It was just one of their buddies, wasn't it? Like one of their crew members.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Well, you failed trivia.
Was it the singer of a band?
No idea.
Oh, you don't even know?
No.
Oh, I hate you. No, I think it's.
I should have thrown that at you when we did that episode.
Yeah.
I'm bad at coming up with trivia, in case you guys haven't noticed.
Hey, that's all right. But yeah, Pantera.
Reissue.
Yeah, best one. A lot heavier than the original, in my opinion. The Terry Date mix, at least.
Yeah.
Because he's the man. Yeah, their last album is forever immortalized, and as you know, my favorite song off of that is "Yesterday Don't Mean Shit."
Great song.
Yep.
I listened to that song like 3 days straight.
Yeah.
When that came out.
Kicks my ass every time. And if I forgot to say my favorite song from CMFT. You might appreciate this. It's called Culture Head, and it's kind of, the lyrics are not based on, but similar to Jesus Christ Pose by Soundgarden.
Oh,
where they,
in the Jesus Christ pose.
Yeah, like the lyrical content is
okay.
Like, what's the lyric in Jesus Christ Pose where he says, arms out wide like it's the coming of the Lord? I don't know off the top of my head. Both songs just kind of shit on people who think they're so self-righteous because they worship a certain religion.
Right.
So
in Soundgarden's case, Christianity.
Right. And in Corey's, it was just not one in particular, just saying, fuck all you motherfuckers. He literally says, fuck you a lot on that song. So pretty cool. Those are our top 10. Just other honorable mentions that are worth mentioning. Not going to go into them, just to name them. I Disagree by Poppy, Quadra by Sepultura, Become the Hunter by Suicide Silence, F8 by Five Finger Death Punch. Not a huge fan of them, but I have to admit it was a really good album.
Okay.
All these albums are good. I'm just honorable mentions, of course. Titans of Creation by Testament.
Yep. Verminous
by the Black Dahlia Murder from Detroit, Michigan. Got to give them a shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Project Regeneration by Static X. I put We Are Chaos as an honorable mention on mine.
Mm-hmm.
When the Cold Truth Has Worn Its Miserable Welcome Out by N Minor. Phil Anselmo's side project.
Yep.
And then Weight of the False Self by Hatebreed.
Nice.
Yeah.
All great mentions.
Yeah. And sorry if we're not mentioning all the countless others that were released this year, but obviously there was a lot. So
yeah. All right, pick of the week, I guess.
Yeah, pick of the week is we're doing our favorite album of the year.
Yeah. You can go first.
Yeah, like I said, Underneath by Code Orange. Talked about it enough. If you want something to kick your ass, that's the way to go. I've already said all the reasons it's the best. Find out for yourself, I guess.
Very glitchy.
Yep.
Throw it on and play Cyberpunk 2077.
There you go.
For all you gamers. My favorite was Stare Into Death and Be Still by Illustrate.
Really?
Yeah.
What subgenre would you consider them?
I'd say that they're extreme metal, but they're like avant-garde. Okay. That's like a label that people throw at them.
Right.
They're like progressive, but they're like they sound like a death metal band.
Okay.
But they have like weird guitars, like kind of, they're like not melodic. They're like Meshuggah in the sense that they're kind of like jarring sometimes. Yeah, I guess I would say like extreme progressive metal was like what I would call them.
All right.
They're good though. This is like the kind of music that will rip off the heads of all the other subgenres and eat it.
Okay.
Is how I would describe this, their sound, and yeah, it's good.
Sweet. Yeah, like I said, Resurrection Man by Lamb of God, Song of the Year, in my opinion.
I thought it was favorite song from favorite album of the year.
It can be whatever.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Like I said, Last One's Left is my favorite from Underneath by Code Orange. Absolutely heavy as fuck. But Resurrection Man is the Song of the Year because it's the most metal Lamb of God song, I would say, just based on the lyrics alone. Like, when he said Funeral Moon, I was like, all right. Like, that's some black metal shit right there.
Yeah, that's great.
I was born in a cemetery. I've come to pick your carcass clean. Like, fucking come on, man. You cannot beat that.
That's good shit.
Yeah.
Mine is the self-titled song from Stare Into Death and Be Still. Mm-hmm. So that song off that album.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to check that out for sure.
Yeah. It'll be on the playlist as well. Link in the description. Yeah, trivia now?
Trivia, let's do it.
Okay. You said I threw you a fucking softball last time.
Oh, so this one's going to be hard as shit.
Yeah, it is. So,
all right.
We Are Chaos, which was dropped by Marilyn Manson in 2020.
Yeah.
Got a lot of positive reviews.
Uh-huh.
And it became their first #1 album in which country?
Why the fuck would I know that?
I don't know. You asked me some shit about fucking Bring Me the Horizon and Cradle of Filth. I don't know shit about them.
Dude, because you like black metal and you recommended Bring Me the Horizon
okay,
song,
well,
so I was like...
We Are Chaos is on your honorable mentions, so which one is it, bitch?
God. Finland.
No.
Canada.
No.
United States.
No.
I don't know. Fuck you.
What? No, their first one to go #1 in the United States is probably like... I think it was...
I'm just guessing at this point.
I think it was Antichrist Superstar.
Sweden?
No. He has way more #1s in there.
Norway.
Think about a country where he hasn't gotten a #1 at all. This is the first time that any Marilyn Manson album has got #1.
Ever?
In this country.
Oh.
So not Hollywood, not Mechanical Animals. This is the one that finally got them to #1.
Egypt.
Portugal.
Okay, I would have never guessed that.
And it was their first #1 record in Australia since Mechanical Animals.
Okay. Dick.
Well, that's how I felt last time. So.
Fuck you. So, Lamb of God, self-titled album. It's got a song called Memento Mori.
Yeah.
What does Memento Mori
Remember
mean?
death, and it is a Latin phrase.
For what?
Remember death.
But what does it mean?
It means remember death. It means that it's basically a saying that Romans used to say, and they're like, after they would Romans would win battles, people would go through the streets and ring bells and say Memento Mori because they wanted to remind everyone of their mortality. Like, oh, you guys are remember, yeah, we won, but we're all gonna die one day. So it's basically just saying live life to the fullest.
All right, that was a pretty good answer.
Yeah, it was. George 1, Brendan 0 this week.
I gave you a softball, I guess.
Did you?
Did you?
I just know.
Okay, you just know.
I guess you did kind of give me a softie.
All right, asshole. But yeah, that song, of course, it's in the name, and the lyrics fit it. That they dropped that song kind of right after COVID was really starting to be realized as a legitimate threat, and the music video
is like a horror movie.
And it's very fitting because
Yeah.
the kids watching the television screens, and it says virus this, virus that.
Yeah.
And the opening line to that song is a depression fed by overload, which is referring to the media overload that we're living in nowadays. So yeah, remember death. It's inevitable kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they're just these are deadly times we are living in. But
That's a good segue into my minute.
all right, go for it.
So my one hot minute is I just wrote down, we shall prevail. We will get through this.
Mine is similar. So.
Is it? Okay, good.
Yeah.
This has been the most shit year of my life. And collectively, like in the world, this has probably been the most shit year of everyone's lives.
Yeah.
Like just overall. Especially for our generation, because...
Let's do a joint one hot minute right here. Let's just
Joint
feed
one
off
hot minute?
Just
Okay.
feed off each other, because you're saying, I can already tell you're saying a lot of the same things I was going to say.
This is basically the most shit year ever, right? People are fucking
Yeah.
dying. We're locked up in our homes. We're going crazy. We're not seeing each other.
Not seeing concerts.
We're not seeing concerts, and all that we're seeing really is media. Everyone's.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm addicted to my phone now.
I'm not, thank God.
What are you doing?
I'm listening to music, and I'm watching media on
Yeah.
television, so I guess that,
We're consuming more media, and everyone knows that consuming too much media isn't great.
yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that's just how I wanted to set up my minute, because we're fucked right now, but we're gonna get through this, and I just feel like there's no reason to be scared, and I want to set that over.
Right.
I guess my point is that the spirit of metal is perseverance,
Yes, it is.
and
Death said it best. The sound of perseverance.
there you go. It's the sound of perseverance. Like the whole ethos of metal is, fuck you, I'm gonna do what I want, and it's just pure motivation to me. It's like it'll get you through whatever you need it to get you through.
And I've been listening to more metal this year than probably ever, because I've had a lot more free time, obviously. So, metal is there for us, as you're saying.
And even if the pandemic spreads and the world collapses and there's an apocalypse and everything burns because of global warming and we all die, it'll be fine. Because what's more metal than that?
Yeah, the apocalypse. That is the most metal thing that could probably happen.
So it'll all be fine.
Yeah.
And even if the world burns, metal will be playing in the background while it does.
Yeah.
So it's fine, guys.
Yeah. We're doing all right. I mean, we're not. Like, this year absolutely sucks, as you said, but it's going to feel so good to go to that first concert.
Yeah.
And be surrounded by all these metalheads that went through the same thing as you did, like we're going to come out of this stronger,
Yep.
like
Evil never dies. And metal is the most evil genre of music. So
but also the most positive, like it's positively evil.
that's a great way to put it, Brendan.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
So I guess that'll wrap up our end of the year in review episode of the pod.
Yep.
I get you guys will be listening to this on Christmas.
Yeah. Or shortly thereafter.
It'll be Christmas, because Christmas falls on a Friday. We've been following our schedule on Fridays. We don't give a fuck about Jesus' birthday. We're gonna release the pod when we scheduled it. Spoken
like a true Satanist.
Yep, there you go.
Some people celebrate Christmas, George.
That is
like I do.
You have to say Happy Holidays nowadays, because you can't push religion on people. It's not Merry Christmas. You can't say that at work. If you say that again,
right. Yeah,
it's Happy Holidays.
It's okay to say Merry Christmas, though.
No, not anymore. Because it's pushing religion. It's making a holiday non-secular.
I get where you're coming from, but if someone says Merry Christmas to me, I'm not gonna I think you dropped the term SJW earlier.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be upset if you say Merry Christmas.
You're a former Christian, though, so you're used to that. I guess. Imagine like a Muslim person. If you said Merry Christmas to them, they'd probably punch you in the face, because Merry Christmas to them means like heresy.
But it's still like positive vibes that they're sending by saying Merry Christmas, Yeah,
well, that's the point of saying Happy Holidays.
Right.
You're sending a positive, you just don't have to say it.
I get what you're saying. I'm just saying.
I don't care either. I say Merry Christmas. I'm just being an asshole, basically.
All right, yeah, fair enough.
Happy Holidays. Stay safe. Stay warm. This has been a weird winter, too. I think that's a part of it. There's no snow on the ground.
Good. Fuck the snow.
Yeah, no, fuck the snow, but it's
going to hit us hard.
Makes me kind of nervous.
In January, probably.
Unless global warming has melted everything.
Yeah, maybe. Anyways, thank you to everyone out there for listening to us. in our first couple months doing this pod. We're gonna keep it going. Come New Year's. In the meantime, keep listening to the Hours of Power on Impact 89 FM from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. every Thursday night. George and I are going to be doing a takeover of that sometime in the new year when all this COVID shit dies down a little bit. Mm-hmm. But yeah, hopefully next year is better for metal than this one. I mean, still had a bunch of great releases this year, so not complaining about those, but a concert would be nice, you know?
One or two. Maybe a house show. I'd do a house show.
I will take anything at this point.
Co-op show. You been to a co-op?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. Well, next time we come back, hopefully Brendan will have been to a co-op show. We'll be back in January, folks.
Yep. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Whatever. Happy New Year. Yeah. Metal!
That was the last metal of 2020.
Yes, sir. Rest in peace, 2020.
You've been listening to The Metal Pod, a production of Impact 89 FM. Our thanks to Impact's General Manager Jeremy Whiting, Station Manager Amber Kienutsky, and Programming Director McKenna Lowndes. Tune in next time for more updates on all things metal. The Metal Pod!